We're back again. If it drops like this one more time, I'm just gonna go reset my router. But I'm gonna try to keep moving. Again, right now at least, when it comes back, it seems like it's totally fine. Not dropping any frames right now. I don't know what caused it to start dropping again. When I'm seeing the chat move too. It's not that my internet's bad. It's just for some reason, stream is dropping. I feel like this happens every week too. I just don't get it. I wonder if we just have bad service where I live. I'm gonna see this as a sign that you need to hit the bed. Well, thank you for staying, Rudy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry we didn't get to see the ending together, but have a good sleep. And, you know, thank you for joining us. Sin lays his hand on Noctune's arm. The humans can be reasoned with. Just hear them out, please. What do you propose, Selene? We must be allowed to reproduce. Alright. Nice first hand. Okay, get the color matching there. Okay. I'll take the fucking stress hit. Sure. It's a 30. I can hit a 30, no problem, right? Right. Easy game, easy life. It's even a super gold. Didn't even have to try. Okay. You are well spoken for a pest. However, is humanity even capable of considering the survival of all creatures over their own, even if it means accepting limitations? Of course we are. Another one. Not the best first hand, but not impossible either. Okay, we like to see it. 7, 7. Welcome back, discard. Okay, this is pretty manageable, even with getting a little screwed at some point. No. I want the straight bonus, so that means we don't have a 4. $42, or instead 41. Hang on, if I play it like this, no, there's no 8 here. Okay, let's try that. Okay, not the best score, but whatever. You argue that the success of the Vertumna project in leaving Earth shows that you've learned from your mistakes. Maybe humanity as a whole wasn't able to change trajectory back on Earth, but the colony self-selected those that could. Noctune listens to all this, looking a little more convinced. Have you learned anything from living here, though? Can you even coexist with this planet's native wildlife? Of course. Okay, we'll take you. Play you, I think. Wait. Hi, 9-10. There we go. Very good first hand. All cards to the right become wild. I mean, if you really want to. Okay. 42 there. Sure, we'll take it. 9, 7. I mean, if I do a 6, that ruins it. Well, potentially not. 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6 is a straight there. There's nothing that actually hits a 7 like this. So, why not? 41? Okay, yeah. Why not play that? Noctune seems impressed. You've learned all that in 10 years. Seems you aren't completely ignorant.
Very well. You have argued your case and shown you can adapt to your surroundings. And the new terms are... The overseers agreed to grant the humans reproductive autonomy and limit expansion within your ecological niche. Additionally, the gardeners will ensure the continued health of this valley, fertile soil, clean water, favorable animal migration patterns, and so on.
Find you colonists are beginning to carefully come forward to listen, murmuring in wonder.
To be clear, there will be no hunting, clearing, mining, or expanding beyond the valley. Human must live in harmony with nature rather than attempt to control it. You will come to understand that you do not stand above the needs of the planet.
Mom comes up beside you and puts her hand on your shoulder.
It's what we've wanted this whole time, she says in disbelief. When we left Earth, this is everything we dreamed we could be.
But the Helios arrived on a military mission, carrying their burdens from Earth, and may resent any deal with the Gardeners. This decision may not be popular, but it will give humanity a chance at peace. A true peace.
We'll agree to your terms.
The animals surrounding the colony begin to filter back into the trees, disappearing into the gloom of the late glow wilderness. Your knees buckle. You feel like you could sleep for a week. All around you hear people crying. In relief? Maybe. Or fear. Tears pour down your face unbidden as the colony comes out to clamor around you. Many are smiling, and some look numb and scared. Some look angry. It hasn't sunk in yet, even as you're hoisted onto someone's shoulders and paraded back into the colony. You did it! You won! The party continues well into the nights and for a few days after that as well, until the suns rise above the horizon once again. It begins to set in that the colony will never again see another monster attack, or famine, or plague. Most people think this sounds pretty good. The others are soundly overruled for now. As for you, now you can focus on just being your best self, without worrying about day-to-day survival. That relief carries you through until quiet breaks on a new year. Your 20th birthday. You turn 20 amidst a time of tremendous joy and unity in the colony. You aren't a teenager anymore, so you guess that makes you an adult. Though in many ways, you've already been one for a long time. Step out into your balcony to greet the new day and start the rest of your life in Vertumna. Peace on Vertumna ending! Reached your 20th birthday. Look at us! It's from all that robot fixing we did. Roboticist. You've always loved machines and decided to dedicate your life to them. The gardeners are more tolerant of human technology than you expected. They shake their heads and wonder why you keep fixing your old bots when the planet can provide everything you need. But they let you do it. As long as it doesn't involve leaving your territory, they're content to let you experiment. Ew. You start a microprocessor factory. Well, you try to. The raw materials you need to create complex electrons are suspiciously not found within the bounds of your gardener-appointed territory. Not content to let the colony return to the Dark Ages, you coordinate with explorers to sneak out and source what you need. When the gardeners get wind of your project, they shut it down. You go back to simply fixing things as well as you can. Tangent becomes chief engineer when Instance retires focus on her research. She isn't a very communicative boss, but she keeps the engineering wing ship shape. You live the life of a tinkerer, never too far from your beloved bots. What about this? This is a hard person to love, but once he lets you in, he's by your side for life. There he is. This is instrumental in the colony's transition to Gardener authority. Together, the two of you provide an example of fearless submission to the forces of nature. This actually talks to people about everything he's seen in the wild, the incredible and the horrifying, and champions the idea of being part of it, not in control of it. The idea that peace with nature involves cooperation and compromise, not subjugation, is unpopular, but being unpopular has never stopped us before. Once you put in the work to get past his defenses, he proves to love you with the same single-minded obsessiveness with which he loves Vertumna. It's a little overwhelming at times, honestly. He's very intense, and after growing up an outcast, he can often seem dependent on your attention. One of the only people he's ever truly loved, felt like he was loved in return. Deprived of it for so long, his hunger for it is bottomless to the point of self-destruction. Something you keep revisiting during your relationship, but never to the point of breaking up. You're a bit of an odd bird yourself, and you have your own jagged edges that only Dis can soothe. After all, who else would believe that you're stuck in a time loop? Dis continues his work as ambassador for gardenership for many decades until one day he announced that he's leaving. In recognition of his lifetime of service to the planet, the overseers extended an offer to make Dis a gardener. It's a bittersweet day for you, tempered only by the knowledge that he'll be in a better place and that he'll always be watching over you. Literally. He's made a lot of friends since his loner years, and his sense to gardenerhood is celebrated across the colony, even by Tangent, having long reconciled their differences. For years afterward, people report seeing strangely docile animals approach the colony, watch for a few hours, and slip away into the forest. It's a comfort knowing Dis will always be out there somewhere. Nem! Please tell me you live now that we're not fighting things anymore. Strong and true, Nemi sticks by your side, one of your most trusted friends. She may be friendly towards all, but few people really know her like you do. No one's quite sure whether to believe Noctilucent would really seize attacks during Glow, but as the years pass and the colony breathes a collective sigh of relief, the garrison's resources eventually get siphoned away to other departments. Nemi is downsized, becoming a reservist instead of staying on with the much smaller standing army that remains. One of her last acts before she retires is dismantling the walls she helped defend. She goes back to playing sports ball and finds her joy again, running teams for children just like her brother did. Little Nougat grows up idolizing Nemi just like you both idolize Calm. Oh. Nemi's relationship with Vase may have been brief, but it was formative. She doesn't throw herself into loving anyone that deeply again for a long time, instead focusing on her work. You're by her side during her misadventures and dating some of the other soldiers, and once notably Rex, howling with shared dignity and laughter with every awkward breakup. Nemi lives a long, happy life, becoming something of a cool aunt figure to everyone who crosses his sports ball pitch. But what about Sim? Symbiosis, the bridge between two peoples. Undying, never aging, ever-patient Sim remains one of your closest confidants. For years, it's quite common to see gardeners move around the colony in various forms, teaching the humans about the history of Autumna and how to live in harmony with the land. Sim is one of them, of course, and the only one who doesn't treat you like some kind of curiosity in a zoo. After a few years, the other gardeners leave humanity to figure things out on their own. Sim stays on to act as an emissary, moves into the colony to live with you full time. You, specifically. You move into a gardener-like abode where Sim can form a connection to the array, glowing pool and all. It's an odd roommate situation, prone to some sitcom-level hijinks to work out the final details of sharing your space with an alien, but your friendship helps him acclimate to living in the colony. You and Sim enjoy the bachelor life for a few years, becoming better friends through your many domestic miscommunications. He's a good roommate, though little does comes to pick up when you would like some private time, please, Sim. Though a few brave souls try, Sim never bonds with anyone in the colony in a romantic sense, but instead cultivates many new friendships. You think Sim enjoys living in the colony, but he never quite fits in. He reincarnates a few times into forms that look more human. He also once famously returns to the colony as a swarm of hecklebees, just to prove a point about how the gardener consciousness transcends form. It's a bit unnerving, but that's it for you. Nomi continues to pursue their dream as a hall-level creator, but they never stop dabbling in all sorts of things, just the way they like it. Nomi and Rex continue to date, much to the gentle amusement of anyone who knows how mismatched their views on relationships are. It takes Nomi a long time to warm up to the idea of getting physical with someone. They need to love and feel comfortable with them first. They're almost vibing patterns when they're telling you that for them, that person is Rex. They're best friends and life partners, and just good for each other, like two puzzle pieces, differently shaped but fitting together. Nomi supports Rex dating other people. After all, that means they have more time to hang out with their other best friend, you! They never lose their fascination with Autumnum animals. One of their hyperfixations leads them to volunteer as a rancher, where they're working one fateful day when the explorers bring a Unisaur. Despite the beast's aggression and capricious nature, something between them just clicks. Nomi becomes the only person who can calm down the fearsome creature to the point where it will follow along behind them as gentle as a float cow. Nomi's magical unicorn friend is something of a celebrity among the colony. They're a big hit at princess-themed birthday parties. It's hard to believe that someone like Nomi grew up on the Heliopods. They don't just march to the beat to their own drum. They're their own brass band and acrobat troupe and free candy buffet, all in one person. They're your friend, though, through thick and thin. What about your buddy Rex grows from a good boy to a good man? He continues to work hard in the bar, turning it to the place he always dreamed, where people can come and unwind from a long day, enjoy some libations, dance their butts off, and maybe even find love. He gets a reputation for being a matchmaker. In a small colony, there aren't a lot of romantic options, but Rex has a good eye for figuring out who would be a good match together. Giving Rex a kiss for luck becomes a tradition among those looking for love. And if some people find something a little more temporary than love with Rex, that's their business. Nomi and Rex continue to date, much to the gentle amusement of anyone who knows how mismatched they are. Rex would never kiss and tell when it comes to Nomi, but even you can tell that their relationship only blossoms. However, they manage to make it work. They fit together like puzzle pieces. Rex dates other people, lots of other people, but he's in it for life with Nomi. He and Vase even mend their relationship in time. It takes many years, but it helps that Rex isn't the kind of person to hold a grudge. Vase even joins you for drinks sometimes, and he and Rex often talk long tonight as if they're old friends. Rex always seems abundantly happy with his lot in life. Like crashing over Autumna was the best thing that ever happened to him. It's remarkable that the Heliopods could have made someone like him, but you're glad it did. He slows down a little as time goes on, mellowing out and becoming more quiet in his self-confidence. He confides in you that his dog genes will probably mean that his life will be a little shorter than the average human's, but that he wouldn't trade any minute of it. What about Vase can use to try and live up to the hero he sees in himself. Your alliance with the Gardeners means you don't have much need for garrison except to keep the peace within the colony itself. Vase finds himself in the role of a security officer and mostly deals with petty crime and community mischief, mainly from young people pushing their boundaries. After retires as second, Nemi takes over as chief of security. Democrats within a few years, the security force shrinks. Vase is the obvious choice to succeed her. He's young and he's hungry and he's fiercely protective of the colony. He's worked on his anger issues and keeps his frustration under control. You aren't sure he'll ever understand or grow to like the gardeners, but at least he is civil. Vase finds policing boring and a waste of his talents, but doesn't let himself become resentful or lazy. Protects the colony to the best of his abilities, takes pride in serving humanity, and comes home every night content he's made life a little easier for everyone. Vase has a lot of unpacking to do, and it takes time. On his worst days, he's just as he was before, quick to anger, quick to fall back on intimidation tactics to get his way. You're able to see through to the struggling man underneath, but it takes a toll on his other relationships. Every failed relationship is a mark against him in a colony this small. It takes years before he's ready to be a good partner to someone, and for someone to want to meet him where he is, but it does happen eventually. Vase is overjoyed to be a family man. He loves the idea of protecting something, and having kids provides a good outlet for that. He's still your brash buddy Vase, but he's easy to be around when he's got a baby strapped to his chest. Vase smells out quite a bit as he grows older, becoming the peace officer the colony needs. He visits the creche often to do safety workshops for little kids, and he's always a big draw at the annual Vertumnalia dunk tank. After over a decade of friendship, you'd never have guessed Vase was once the colony bully. He credits you for kicking his ass to therapy, but he's the one who did all the work. What about Mars? The indomitable Marzipan. That's Governor Marzipan to you. Mars learns from her flirtation with capitalism and, true to her word, abandons her plan to turn kudos into true currency. She wants to raise everyone's standard of living together, not create a luxurious nouveau riche on Vertumna. Steering the colony under gardenership requires a calm hand. Mars initially chafes at the idea that she can't build the beautiful metropolis of her dreams. However, with much of the external pressures taken off of the colony, Vertumna already is a paradise. Few people need to labor for subsistence anymore, so more can just devote themselves to the arts. Just as Mars had hoped, peace brings an unprecedented time of cultural growth and eventually the luxury she craved, just a little different than she imagined. As for her love life, Mars is never really one to settle down for the long term. She enjoys a string of lovers: Tangent, Utopia, Rex again, a number of people from the Heliopause. Everybody wants her, nobody can cage her. She does eventually have one child just for the novelty. She enjoys being the center of attention while carrying a surrogate pregnancy, but enjoys being the child's wealthy, generous Auntie Marzipan even more. Mars remains surrounded by as much luxury as one could expect on an exoplanet, and though she complains about wanting more, she never seems anything less than happy about her life. Tangent! Chief Engineer Tangent has a nice ring to it. It always seems like Tangent's life was laid out for her. Work hard, discover amazing things, and eventually replace Instance as Chief Engineer. However, after only a year on the council, Tangent surprises everyone by stepping down. Without the burden of leadership, Tangent is able to devote herself to pushing the limitations of medical science, particularly when it comes to mental health. She makes huge strides in developing genetic engineering, pioneering unobtrusive changes to the brain that increases resistance to depression and anxiety. The relationship between Tang and Dis flourishes again as researching their own biology helps them understand what their mother was going through when she ended her life. They're able to support each other through grieving both her and the relationship they were denied. She champions the creation of a new, permanent mental health professional in the colony. Aided by her treatment, mental health improves for everyone. Maybe her brush with genocide made her realize she needed to think more about the repercussions of her actions. You know, she's happier now, focusing on something that couldn't possibly be used for evil. Her love life remains fairly private, though she's not as frigid as she's always claimed. You hear from the colony gossip that she carries on with a string of casual relationships, mostly with other scientists, mostly women. Hell yeah, let's go! We all knew she was gay as fuck. This is not a surprise. She donates genetic material to a number of children, but doesn't choose to raise any of her own. She's quite picky about the genetic enhancements, obsessing over any markers of anxiety or depression that run in her family, but ultimately, her children grow up healthy and in loving families far removed from Tang's own childhood. It's a bittersweet reminder for her. Tangent lives and dies in shadow of what she almost caused to happen on Vertumna. Knowing that she almost killed every living thing on the planet weighs heavily on her for the rest of her days. Unfortunately, even with genetic alteration, the human body was not made to withstand long periods without sleep, and Tanya's willful negligence in taking care of herself certainly doesn't help. She develops a heart condition in her early 60s that outpaces the healing capacity of medbeds and eventually takes her life. No, Tangent! You're smarter than that. Your friend Cal grew up, but he never lost his boyish charm. Thanks to the gardeners enticing nearby plants to grow heavy with fruit and nuts for the colony, Cal gets to do what he loves, getting dirty and growing things for fun. Never has to deal with the burden of providing for the colony as your parents did. The planet provides everything you need. Cal and Tammy formalize their relationship after a few years. Before the colony, they state their intentions to live together, loving and caring for each other as a family unit. It's a beautiful ceremony. Ekidase is the first of many children they raise together. Yet they have a tidy little sum of children, and that's the only tidy thing about them. Their children grow up digging in the dirt, eating bugs, nearly getting mauled by farm equipment, and having a great time being kids. Cal dotes on every one of them and adores his partner, Tammy. Socks just keeps getting bigger, and it seems she might live to be hundreds of years old. With the colony at peace, Cal's able to convince Rhett to release Socks into the wild. After a tearful goodbye, you're there with Cal to see her off into her forever home where she belongs. Cal himself becomes an example for other colonists, becoming somewhat of a spiritual leader for those who accept their role under the gardeners. He lives a long and happy life, ages gracefully, and outlives you. What about Tammy? Your friend Tammy blossoms into a fine mother, not just to her own children, but to every person in the colony who needs a mother's love. Cal and Tammy's commitment ceremony is the event of the decade, bedecked with flowers, streamers, and holographic images of unicorns and fairy tale castles. This time for the colony with Echinacea and professed intentions to live together as a family unit, a foregone conclusion for most, as Tammy has already begun to show her second pregnancy. The 3, soon 4, then many more of them are a symbol of hope for your growing colony. They live on a homestead near geoponics, and their home is always full of love and laughter. Tammy insists on cooking for your weekly family dinners. She even begins to get pretty good at it. Quite without meaning to, Tammy becomes an advocate for the communal raising of children, just as you yourselves were raised. The more militant Helios resist, not wanting to associate with the Stratos' hippie nonsense. But as the colony grows, so too does her influence with the next generation. Uncle Tonin couldn't be more proud of his daughter or his score of grandchildren. He dotes on them relentlessly whenever he's home from expedition. Though Aunt Anne stays on chief steward well into her 90s, Tammy serves the new creation becomes something of a mythical figure in the colony. Auntie Tammy in her own right. There's no child born who doesn't know the safety and warmth of Tammy's arms. And what about my parents? Your parents get to see their pioneer dreams come true. With the forest bursting with food, they're both able to lay down the burden of feeding the entire colony. They still work in geoponics, but recreationally. Your dad cultivating dizzy weed and hops. Your mom working on a personal garden of earth plants. Now that the gardeners are keeping an eye on the colony too, her earth plants flourish without threatening to take over the local flora. They live long, happy lives, eventually returning them both to the soil they love so much. They'll always be with you, and the ground you walk on, the trees that give you shade, and the cycle of life that sustains you. What about your Hopeye is a good companion, but you're no replacement for its own species. When a herd of Hopeye roam close enough to the colony, you release it back into the wild. A few years later, you're greeted by one morning by a whole litter of Hopeye kittens outside your door, and hops hello, proudly showing off their family. You have Ricky grows from the size of a small dog to the size of a bear, and becoming more and more unwieldy and more terrifying to small children. Before the council can force you to do anything about your arachnid octopus friend, Bright Eyes just disappears. Look everywhere in the colony for it, but your answer comes from outside the wall. A new freaky nursery tree. Soon the colony is host to many freaky pups who call your Bright Eyes home. Your dinosaur will seemingly live forever, just as cantankerous as she's always been. Clever girl is born in the colony, though, and ultimately, even though you made great strides in taming her, you'll never domesticate her or her species. So it's best to release her into the wild. She deigns to give you a regal nuzzle before sprinting off to the swamps where you found her. And in my later years, the days turn to months, eventually becoming years, and then decades. Before you know it, you're old. We live in harmony with nature. Living under the garden is lovingly tended like any other species in their garden is like a paradise. The trees are heavy with fruit. The weather is mild, and the colony is unbothered by the larger xenofauna that once menaced the colony. You even see faceless ones sometimes sitting in the clearings like inert sentinels, their broad, mossy bodies home to clusters of small animals. Over the years, a few dissenting groups refuse to believe that the entire planet is off limits to humans. A spirit of human expansion, they break off from the colonies which are somewhere outside gardener influence. Some return chastised, but others never do. Pruned, just like any invasive weed. The surveyors work exhaustively to map the boundaries of the human territory, and the scientists and engineers work on countless simulations to test its carrying capacity. Within a few years, you have concrete numbers about how many humans can live comfortably while still maintaining the equilibrium within the planet. Mother Vertumna is generous, and humanity flourishes. There's more than enough space to live, and for future generations to enjoy as well. You do so well, in fact, that a gardener emissary comes to you with a second offer. That a gardener emissary comes to you with an offer. A second human territory. It's a show of trust, but also a chance to prove your worth by helping keep down the population of a stubborn, but delicious, invasive mollusk. They prepared a proto-colony, take 100 humans to begin their new lives as a seaside community. You're sad to see them go, but it's a great sign for the future humanity on Vertumna. Vertumna is our home now, and you've made it a good one. Died a ripe old age, surrounded by loved ones. The moments of your death, as your brain cells fizz out one by one and shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. Is that a person? They seem so familiar. You feel like you know them so well? Oh, it's you. Only ancient. Their arms are covered with so many data bands, so many lifetimes of knowledge. The ancient you speaks without moving their mouth, not in words but in something like pictures. Still, you understand. They give you to love you can feel suffused through your soul.
You did well. It's not easy to make someone put aside their ego and surrender to greater power. Humans have tried before, and it hasn't always been pretty. Hope you can manage to do it again, because you're not done yet. I live my best life. We've been a good keeper to our friends and family, haven't we? No stranger to death, but still good to cheat every once in a while, isn't it? We have a chance to take another path, to change the way our life turned out. Come with me.
Go with them. All right. Look at everyone! They're all here on the title screen. Isn't that great? Sim in the background, Vase being moody, Rex and Nomi hanging together. Okay, we have 30 minutes left, and I want to see if we can set up those bad ends after all. So firstly, I think a really easy one is to try and see if we can convince Dis to take us with him, even though we don't have enough rebellion for it. So let's go over here. What? Oh, he has unique dialogue for the whole, like, mass animal genocide plague. This flags you down outside the gates. He's covered in dust and grime and must have just come back from expedition.
Hey, Selene, have you seen my sister? Went to drop off my gear at her quarters and it looks exactly the same as I left it. I sent her a message on hold, but she left me on red. You work with her a lot, right? Is she okay? She's not living in the lab? Well, she's working on a literal plague. Sure, a plague, right? I know my sister is a huge bitch, but she's not literally an evil genius. Ooh, dang, destroyer of worlds. Seriously? Stop messing with me, we're too old for that shit. I'm not joking, Dis. Wait, you're serious? That's what they're working on in there?
You gotta give Dis a quick summary of what you've learned and how. By then he's gone so pale he almost looks green.
I don't want to believe it, but if what you're saying is true, it'll kill everything, won't it? Not just animals either. The fungal pathways are integral to all life in Vertumna. Tang has no idea, does she? She thinks she's so smart, but she's always been too proud to get out there and dig around the dirt to see what's really going on. If they release the virus, it'll be the end of everything. Even the gardeners.
He takes a few steps away and looks out into the wilderness, covering his mouth with one hand as he thinks. Eventually he turns to you, his face is expressionless.
I'll take care of this. You'll talk to her? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'll talk to her.
She's past you at the engineering building.
Just let me deal with this, Selene. Thanks for telling me.
You're winding down for bed. It's going through the colony's social media when explosion rocks the colony. You're pelted by knickknacks and mementos falling off your shelves as the blast whips through the living quarters, stealing the air from your lungs. Your ears are still ringing when you run out of the living quarters, passing people in various states of undress. They all filter outside in shock. Outside, you're greeted by the acrid smell of burning plastic and metal. Engineering buildings on fire. Laboratory medbay wing is completely engulfed in flames, smoke pouring from the open door. Congress' fire suppression system is doing its best, but everything in there is toast. The engineering equipment, the live experiments, the chief engineer's lab, and personal research, all destroyed. Any samples of the engineered virus, probably. Cover your mouth and nose with your shirt, just in case. Tang pushes past you, getting a few minutes closer to the flames at the entrance before she falls to her knees and clutches herself. She was as if in a trance, a dark smudge of silhouette against the fire's blinding orange light. You look around and meet the eyes of Chief Engineer. She looks impassive as always, her jaw set as she watches the destruction of her work. For better or for worse, they won't be releasing that virus anytime soon. The mood the next day is somber. Volunteer to help the construction crews prick through the rubble and sort through it to be repurposed or put in their recycler. There's nothing left of the lab, or doctor instances of experiments. The loss is incalculable. No more engineering, obviously, but also in the casualties are other more mundane projects like agricultural research and medicinal plants. The medbay can be repaired, but it might take a while. Checking on your friends. Everyone is stunned and a feeling of grief pervades the colony. The council members do a head count of everyone in their divisions. By midday, they send an announcement to everyone's holopalms. Unbelievably, there are only a few burns and minor injuries. However, Dis is missing. No one's found a body yet, but with the great wariness, the council concludes that Dis must have been caught in the blast. His memorial service is scheduled for 1 week from now. You know better, though, because after the smoke clears, you have one last message from Dis on your holopalm.
Selene, goodbye. I love you, and I'm sorry. I'll see you again on the other side. Don't come looking before then.
Oh! Alright. Well. I need to tell Tangent to stop the thing first, I guess. Please don't do it. should go talk to him now. I have evidence. Fuck you. Okay, now we can stop, or not stop this from blowing everything up. We're gonna ask him to take us with him. Okay, what are you doing? Please don't leave me. If you're leaving, I'm going too. This is hopeful.
But really? You'd do that with me? Leave the colony?
You nod and tell him tonight. This smile's a real smile.
Okay. I may do this and then we can get out of here.
Turn to your quarters and pack a bag. I expect you'd be running away from the colony forever when you woke up today, but you had a feeling it would always come to this. You meet up with this at the tree line. He grabs you and kisses you, desperately biting into your mouth, crushing your body against his. It's all you can do to respond in kind. Break to the gasp.
Ready? It's now or never.
Turn and watch as this activates the detonator. There's a short lag, you see the explosion. A half second later, shockwave and sound roar past you, enveloping you in heat. The mist of wet season evaporates immediately, replaced with the smell of ozone and burning. The fire suppressing system activates and covers everything with foam, but it's too late. The section of the wall is obliterated, leaving the colony wide open to attack. When you look at your fill, Dis takes your hand and wordlessly leads you into the forest. Ran away! You get the runaway ending. You never returned. Ran away. You believe the colony was destroyed after that night, but you never come back to find out. As horrible as the act was, you tell yourself you're only speeding up the inevitable. Humans were not meant to be on this planet, and sooner or later the planet was going to fix that. You and Dis are together, and you're free. That's what matters. As promised, the gardeners have a procedure to absorb you, which you and Dis undergo together. This isn't what you're expecting. You don't really get to stay you. Instead, it's the beginning of a new life as guardians of the planet itself. Over time, you forget you were ever even human. Moments of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out one by one and shut down forever, vision swims in your mind's eye. It's us again.
A traitor to humankind. I knew we had it in us, but never thought I'd see the day. Well, I tried.
Alright, that is a very quick bad end. Okay, now let us get to here. No, about the ancient plague. Actually, I think I have to say yes. Yes, it is. And then I think what I have to do is actually, like, just let it all happen. Because if I get to the ending, then it should go through.
Nah, she's being weird.
She'll come back when she's ready. Yep, okay, so we don't do this. Please don't leave me. We can make it work together. Give me the bomb. Okay, now we can just do whatever, I guess. We're just gonna speed run through everything to let Tangent continue working on the virus and try to get the virus ending. What do I even want to do at this point? Am I still at the point where I'm gathering votes? I think I am, so let me just head here. Oh, I can do this without... Oh, I can try to convince him myself. I'll tell everyone. Interesting. Okay, so let me reload that again. I didn't realize you could just do it at any point. So I have to not tell him, I think. And that would be it. Yes, it is. You're fine. Don't worry about causing a genocide, teehee. I can basically let all of my relationship grinding rot at this point. And then please give me the bomb again. Don't leave me, we can make it work together. Give me the bomb. Okay, have I made the payload at this point? I thought I did. Do I have to give it to Rhett somewhere? Huh. Did I not make it that time? No, it's not a thing there. Okay. Maybe I have to go out into the wild or something like that. I think I do, actually. Okay. At this time, have I already been to the swamps? I'm pretty sure I did to go base event hunting. Yeah. Okay, what is the fastest way for me to spend my time? I guess I can do some xenobotany stuff. Maybe finally see what the radiation plant thing is about. Radiation poison is the killer used to be on Earth. How come you know to protect yourself? Super confident, no problem. Yeah, you totally got a handle on this. You're an engineering wonderkind. Oh, wonderkind. You take all the correct precautions. You clear the area of anything that might be contaminated. You wear a radiation-proof HAZ suit. You regularly check the radiation levels of the lab. You have congruence on standby to call for help if you need it. Everything goes smoothly. Discover that the radioactive part of the plant is confined to the carpel of the flower, its reproductive organs, but the petals act as a radioactive shield to protect the rest of the plant. If you press the center of the flower, the petals close and block the radiation enough that a person can pass by without feeling sick. Neat! You should be able to use it to protect yourself next time you encounter this plant in the wild. Okay, yeah, talk to our mom. This is not a pointless meeting. We're prepared to do the thing. This should be easy enough as is. Okay. Doop doop boop boop. Take that. Bam, bam, bam. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Mom smiles. We got her boat. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, you know what? I guess if I wanted to just speed run to the end, I don't even have to do events, do I? All I have to do really is just relax, huh? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that to see if we can get this bad end. Relax in the park. Spending time with bright eyes. Humans don't really domesticate dogs, just start hanging around humans knowing that they've given leftover food when they cooperated. That's kind of what you hope will happen with the Freaky. Sometimes when you're playing with bright eyes, it acts just like the dogs in the holovids. That's cute. You feel like Hot starting to trust you more. It's still pretty skittish. You don't want to see what the claws and foot can do. They seem to be a lot more relaxed in your presence. Start to shoot at you in aggression. What's wrong? So when it's back in wheels, its lighter stomach verb looking possibly soft and enticing. Do you dare? Or is it a trap? I have to not get tricked into doing the thing I completely understand. It's like a cat trying to trick you into dying on its claws. Do 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 do. Just throw some things out. Bam bam bam. Too smart to fall for this trick. Too less stress. Quicker training for the Freaky. It's just a 4 anyway. That's fine. There you go. That ruins that. Okay, it's fine. Put a 4 here. Boop. 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 Sure. Stay and follow. Hopeye for Hopso. It's a happy troll recognition. The other Hopeye trolls as well and splits out from the underbrush to bounce happily around Hopso. The two are excited each other and you hear something else is making noise. Let's see. Look under the brush and see, oh stars, 5 baby Hopeyes, pink and halos curl up together in the shade. The strange adult Hopeye stops what it's doing and bounds over to you, warning you with a rattling hiss. I forgot our Hopeye gets to have kids. It's so cute. Sure, just put that there. Do, 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 do. Straight. Okay, no. Sure, just play it. I don't need the best hand. Surprised I'm getting so much of these. Ooh, obstacle to course time for Bright Eyes. Become the best dog to ever dog. Okay, you, but not you, maybe, actually. Play that. Sure, just play it. We've trained a Freaky to follow commands. Whoa! I don't need multiple of you. Have I gotten my Unisaur yet? Cute Cal go for okay. Hop high, hop solo. Cal loves little creatures and they love them right back. The most silly, no Cal's a safe person. Just take hop solo to go see Socks. I haven't visited today yet. I hope she's not missing me. Oh, cute. Let's keep that. And go ahead, just forget that. I've got so many wild cards, I don't need zeros. Okay, let's check. 10 the animals. Yes, you. Ride that Unisaur. It's ours now. Clever girl again. 8, 3, 7. I'll just put you in here, why not? Because I can. Wait out in our quarters. Oh, you close your windows and pull the covers over your head and then get a holocall notification from Mars. Join and find Mars, Tangent, Cal, Rex, and Noe already in the call.
I can see everything from my bedroom window. Noe's got her own squad and everything now. Look at her go.
Cal knows his discomfort but doesn't voice his opinion. Your friends keep the call open, speculating what's happening outside, supplemented by Mars's observations and Tangent reading Congress's processes. Everyone's on the call except Base and Nemi, who are defending the colony of Dis, of course. You open a private hall chat with Dis, who assures you he's safe, just doesn't feel like pretending to root for the humans anymore. In the quiet following the battle, Colony comes out. Mark refused casualties. Dis didn't plant the bomb. Blah blah blah. Okay. Relax in the park. Unisaur's getting used to accepting you as, well, not its owner really, but maybe something like a small, fragile, slow friend. Meat is becoming a little more common in the colony than it used to be thanks to hunters from the heliosphere. They really like to eat meat. Luckily, that means it's easier to feed a Unisaur what she really likes. You play a clever girl for a few hours, let her run around and stretch her legs. When she gets hungry, you throw chunks of meat and let her snap them out of the air. People push back the idea of wasting your meat on feeding an animal, but you don't know what else you can do. If you don't feed her, she'll be a real menace. You, get out of here. Dreams. Wake us up out of the dream. We're in Insomniac. It's our birthday, but we don't need the cake. Okay, 3 less stress, 3 bonus to pairs. Let's just keep relaxing. Slain! Rather voice brings the garden for you. Even here, you and Brian is pausing your tracks, and your Freaky slithers away and hides under a bush. Where's the little pink bastard that ate her begonias? Mom's been nurturing a couple pots of begonias. Beautiful flowering bushes with delicate blooms. Like most plants from Earth, they're exceedingly precious. Once the seed bank is used up, the only way to more successfully propagate them here on Vertumna. Sorry? Here, Hack notes from underbrush. Bright Eyes creeps out from the brush as if from you, horribly wet mass of pink and yellow petals. Mummies are angry, gay on you. Your pet is a menace. At least spiders back home made other pests. This one is a pest. You just release the damn thing. Who knows what it's going to grow up to be? Everything here keeps growing. Nothing's pet knows when to stop. My begonias perfectly contain the little pot. They knew when to stop.
Sorry, I'll train them better.
She's so mad. That's funny. Alright, keep relaxing. There's easy circuits to the flatline just sent the colony clever girl, getting her more used to being under control while you're writing. It's come a long way since you first captured her, though she's still clearly a wild animal. When you last collapsed past the gate, you notice nobody watching you. You slow down, they slowly approach. That's a Unisaur, right? They say, like, their hands behind their back. It's so cool! Like a unicorn, but real? Like a lizard horse? That's why they call it a Unisaur, right? Is its skin soft or is it rough? Is it, like, warm? Does it let you touch its horn? Are you too scared of riding it? What evolves and tramples you with its claws?
Bonafida,
Can I? What does she eat? The little screams when you show them the chunks of meat you brought to feed Clever Girl, but in typical Nomi fashion, they're accepting outweighs the squeamishness. Ah, so powerful, they say, clapping as Clever Girl gobbles down a hunk of meat. Clever Girl still doesn't appreciate you riding on her back, but you reach a tenuous peace with her. You don't make her go anywhere she doesn't want to go, and she doesn't try to throw you so hard your bones time travel in the next week. It's like you'd be a little more adventurous with you at the reins, though. There's a couple mushroom logs lying outside the colony. You're pretty sure you can even sort of jump them. Alright. Just throw things in, who cares? Sure, play that. As long as we succeed, it doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't. Bam! A Clever Girl towards the mushwood and set off at a fast pace. She balks first, but after a split second where you're sure you're going to eat dirt, she bunches up her hindquarters and sails over the obstacle. Whole skeleton judges when you both hit the ground on the other side, but you're still in the saddle. Turns out at you like, are you kidding me? Clever Girl's in the stand when you go to take her on a daily ride, and you hear a scream from the gardens. You run towards the scream and find that Clever Girl's cornered Nougat in the gardens and is growling menacingly. Nougat's cowering under a park bench. She begs for you to save her. Oh no, Clever Girl must be hungry. You don't want to see her when she's hungry. Didn't bring any meat to calm her down. You're going to rely on your empathic bond. The true test between owner and that monster? Question marks. Sure, do that. Wait, actually, no, do that. Sure, that works. Cautiously approach Clever Girl, her hand outstretched. She tosses her head and snorts, but amazingly, she stays still until you're able to get your hand on her head and force her to look into your eyes. It's a battle of wills. You can sense her wanting to break away, but after a few tense moments, she seems to relax, accepting your show of dominance. She allows you to lead her back to the barn, where you're able to calm her down the rest of the way with a meal. Great work. Oh god, Nougat could have been killed there, huh? Relaxing. Yukon likes to spend time in the garden. Out of everyone here, she spent the most years on Earth, already a grandmother by the time her child's even left the planet. Her family's still planet-side if they're even alive. While she told her face the sun, as gentle smile and expression, she lived a lot of life to want to live out the last of it here on Vertumna. Okay. That's fine. There's so many events to be had for just resting. I didn't realize it. Garden is a peaceful place where you don't have to think about the colonies always simmering about being at war against the creatures of Vertumna. Just sit and empty your mind, enjoying smelling the sweet perfume of flowers, enjoying listening to the wind rustle the green grass. It's one place to find peace, even if it feels like everyone else is losing their minds. I don't know why I couldn't try to say enjoying. I think I might have read it somewhere else. Okay, let me make sure that I went to get Administrative Seek and stuff on schedule for the Overthrowing Lum event. Assist the governor. Can we count on your vote? Thanks, Utica. Mars. Sure, that's fine. Okay, I think that's enough. Got our mom vote, got their vote. Oh, I guess there's antecedent, huh? Real quick, let's work on the cafe. Well, can we count on your vote? I have 4 votes. This is the highest value, so sure, just play that, it's fine. Blah, blah, blah. Mars, do it! Governor Mars is the future. Boop, 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 boop. Let the council vote. We did it. She is the governor. Everybody gets to dance. Oh hey, we got the empathy thing. Didn't realize we still got that. Okay, back to just relaxing and like max bonding our animals because we can. Peaceful place. That's fine, just get rid of that. Come on, please tell me I have enough time to get there. White Trench is flourishing. Something must be carrying the seeds out to the wilderness, blah blah blah. That's fine. Keep all that, even though it's 0, because it's our -1 stress. Relax. Man, it never wants you to forget your bad cards, just your good ones, huh? Yep. Keep on relaxing. We're almost there to the end of the planet. Whee! Oh shit. Oh shit, huh? I should probably let Mars know about the... Well, actually, do I even have to worry about... What are our defenses looking like? Because we could also just trigger the, like, getting bodied ending, huh? Oh, we're quite secure. Oh well, it'll be fine. Relax. You can go away. Alright, time to relax. Does nothing calm your nerves. Fight. Colony is well defended. Avoid it. The roof is on fire. We go unconscious. It loops back around as the beginning. Nem is there to save us. Oh, the dog's here to kill us. Let's see what happens if we are creative and shield Nemi. That's a cool thing I've never seen before. You quickly push Nemi out of the way, putting yourself between her and the creature's jaws as it transforms into towering horror. You both scream as it rips you from her, tearing into your arm. The pain is incredible. You're certain you're going to die. You hear a zert and smell the crackling ozone of Nemi's plas rifle. She leans over you and applies pressure to your wound. I got it, Selene. It's dead. Just hang on. I'm going to get you out of here. We did it. This time we lived. You try to tell us you lose your grasp of consciousness. Like in the med bay. Oh no, I'm injured. Battle's over. Fence is held through. It's our birthday. We're alive. Shit, is it just a normal ending? Oh god. A pulp novelist? That's an ending in this? That's funny. Okay, I thought Tang was gonna kill everything with the virus. Oh, I started essentially by writing fanfiction, take everyone's favorite stories from Earth and just expand on them, updating them for modern sensibilities, making characters interact in new and interesting ways. Other writers follow in your footsteps. The hero's journey, it's got 22 steps now, thanks to you. Let's call in Gulls for your stories. Enjoying because your stories inspire. For superheroes, heroic tales of everyday people, mainly young adults, discover they have superpowers and end up embroiled in eternal battles. Struggles beyond their ken. All the different being actualized minus the superpowers part, lets you count genetic perks. Develop your voice and can move to your own original universes. Fantastical characters and stories that have never been told. So the next generation is writing fanfic about them too. This gets to do the thing. He dies. She mentioned her tangent, she steps down. Regular researcher. She smiles and has more than... It's not unremarkable like for someone that's impossibly promising as tangent, but she seems happy. She smiles more often and has more time spent with you and gets more than enough sleep every night. Wait, what is it about this ending that makes her actually okay with herself? And sleeping. Oh, never mind. She still dies of the heart condition. Scripping through. Sin. Eventually stopped seeing him at all. I think he might have taken another form. Oh, interesting. Because we don't get to see the happy ending where he lives with everyone. Vicky goes from the side of a small dog to a bear. You just want to live forever. You give her a little go. Life is tough but rewarding. Death comes to you as it comes for everyone. Damn, I thought that was the flag for getting the bad ending with the plague. Ugh. Alright, well, we tried. I could have swore that would be the trigger, but there must have been some that I missed of them actually advancing with it. Maybe giving them enough progress on it. Oh well. Well, as of today, I am ending this at how many achievements on Steam? 33 out of 50, so that's a 66% completion rate. Most of it is just finding all the specific bad endings and stuff like that. I'll have to decide what I want to do tomorrow. Because I could just decide to start a new game entirely. But for now, we're done. We managed to find at least one bad ending where we ran off with this. But more importantly, we got one of the best endings we can have. Everybody's on the title screen. Vase went to therapy and became a better person. We matched up Rex and Nomi. Cal and Tammy were together. We spent our life with this. Everybody else lived good lives as well. Tangent didn't have to be guilty of destroying everything with her plague. The works. So, I'm going to end it off here. Good night to everybody who's joined me. Thank you for sticking around this whole time, and I hope you guys have a great evening.